Hi everyone, my name is Lana and today I'm going to be setting up my growing room. These are my 4-foot long Barina lights that I got off Amazon. I'm going to open these up and get them ready to go before the shelves get here because they're not here and they're supposed to be here today. I've also gotten tired of having my soil spill all over the ground, so I bought this big bucket from Home Depot and I'm going to use this bucket to put all my soil into, and then it's going to be hopefully less messy because it's big enough for me to kind of put pots into and it's not going to go all over the place. 5 years of gardening and I don't have a proper watering can. I used to water from one of those big ones that have a big stream and all my little seedlings would kind of fall apart. So I got a little watering can from Dollarama. Might not be the best, but it's gonna have to do for now. Couple more things I've got from the Dollarama. Nothing fancy. A couple of seed trays with a little lid. 2 packs of these little containers. I measured them. They go pretty well within this tray. You can fit about 3 this way and just about 5 or so this way. I got 4 packs of plant labels because I never label my plants. Every single time I make a little hand-drawn diagram on a piece of paper or an iPad and I think, yeah, I'm gonna remember what this is. I'm gonna follow my diagram. And then I pick up my plants, move them around, they get all mixed up, and then I don't know what is what. So this year, we're not gonna do that. These are $1.25 each, super cheap. I'm gonna use these, pack of 10, and I'm gonna label my stuff because I really wanna know what is happening in the garden this year. When you go to Home Depot, you can't not get seeds. This year I have an excuse. I have my wedding in October and I'm trying to grow my own flowers. Now, I've already ordered about 5 or 6 flowers from Incredible Seeds and I have more seeds from the year before that I tried to plant and I was not very successful with. And now this year, I'm trying to be even more ambitious. I don't know how successful I'm gonna be, but we're gonna try. So all of these are flowers that I got from Home Depot, again, because it's an October wedding, kind of aiming for like a more orangey, yellow and purpley sort of vibe. So I've got some sunflowers here, these poppies. I also have a midnight variety of these from Incredible Seeds. These are zinnias, I believe. These are marigolds. I haven't seen a white marigold before, so I feel like white is very, very wedding. So we're gonna try this. I don't know what this is. It just looks fun. I like the purple. I think it's gonna be cool foliage. I don't know if it's gonna work for a bouquet, but we're gonna grow it and see. Delphiniums. I'm a big fan of like this vertical sort of look. I feel like it's gonna be a nice little contrast, and the bouquet one have a couple of things sort of sticking out. And I think the purple / pink is gonna be a nice contrast with the reds and the yellow flowers. And then these lupines. Similar idea to the delphiniums. I like that little tall sort of stalk-like appearance. And I think it's gonna be a fun accent flower. They look very, very alien-like. No, this just looks fun. I like the colors. I don't know how big it is. We are gonna go downstairs, get the floor cleaned up, get the tables cleaned up, and prepare everything before the shelf is here. This is what the basement is looking like right now. It is quite crazy. There's tomatoes. So all of this needs to be tidied up and cleaned up. I will be getting rid of this table because last year I've used it to kind of jimmy rig my setup, similar to what I have going on with this table there. I had 2 tables kind of side by side, lights underneath, weird lights hanging on the top. We're not doing that this year. We got a nice new rack, so that big table is gonna go. All of the seed starting stuff is gonna probably get put nicely on that table so I can use it, and then we're gonna put the rack right here and figure out what to do with all this soil so it's not gonna make a mess on the ground. Tomatoes, seriously? Oh my god. Amazon has just told me that we're not getting the rack until tomorrow, so we're not going to be starting any seeds today. So in the meantime, I thought I would reorganize some of my loose basil and random seeds into these little containers. It is 2 days later. The shelf is finally here, so I am now going to put it together. It's the first rack. Looks nice and sturdy. Feels sturdy, I think. I guess we'll find out. I have put up the lights. Oh Jesus. I have put up the lights. These are the Barina lights that I got from Amazon. I got a pack of 6, so I've got 2 on each row. The one thing I don't love about these lights is that they don't come with an adjustable chain or a string, it's just this little zip tie. So that's fine for now because I think the trays are going to be pretty close to the light, and then I can just adjust the zip tie and kind of pull it back up. But I'm not a big fan of like plastic waste, that kind of thing. I try to reuse zip ties when I can. So I think for next time, or for the next set of lights, I'm just going to use like a string or even get a chain that I can adjust and kind of bring it up and down just to be a little bit more environmentally friendly. I think this is a pretty good height. I might want to put something underneath the tray just to bring it up a little bit higher, just so I can't lower the lights anymore. But I think after a couple of weeks of germination, this height should be fine. And then I'll bring this up as it goes and move it down to the lower shelves. So I tried to overwinter my peppers this year. I've never done it before, and I don't know if I did a good job. I mean, I know I didn't do a good job because half of them I think are dead, but I don't know what I did wrong. So we're gonna experiment with that again. I did have an aphid infestation on all of them, but half of them survived. So I don't know if aphids are the culprit. I think I'm the culprit. But this is what some of them look like. They're kind of dry. The stem is a little bit green on this one, and if I break it, it snaps very easy. So I can't, like, I think in theory if it snaps easy, it's technically not alive and it looks kind of hollow on the inside. But just because the stem is kind of greenish, I might let this one have a chance and see if anything happens. I also haven't fertilized them at all this winter. So I'm bad, very bad. And then in comparison, I've got this nice green one. It's obviously still alive and it was eaten by bugs, but it's kicking. So I'm gonna leave this under lights and see how it goes. I have another one here. I thought it would be okay, but it's very much not okay. So I'm gonna get rid of this and reuse the pot. I have established that I will only have 4, there's nothing there, 3 remaining peppers that have survived. No, I don't know how to do math. I have 3 plus 2 plus maybe 2. Questionable 2, I'm gonna give them a chance. Highly unlikely. For sure 5 peppers that have survived the overwintering. This is something that I got today and I'm a big fan of. Jesus. It's one of these things. I am known for having really bad starts in really random, terrible containers that I end up moving around because all of my containers are mismatched, and then things get lost. I don't know what is where, and then things don't get water properly because I have no trays for anything. It comes with a tray at the bottom and a humidity dome lid on the top. So this is how it's gonna look. It seems to fit the plant labels okay. Can't close it all the way down. I'm sure I can trim them, but I think it's fine for now. The reason why I got the plastic containers, earlier I thought that the small trays are not the best for starting plants because then the plants outgrow the space. You have to transplant them sooner rather than later. But I feel like it's better than using this, which is what I've used in the past. These tend to absorb a lot of the moisture and then take the moisture away from the soil. What I used to do is just start everything in pots like this, which I will still be using these for the larger plants like tomatoes and peppers once they start to outgrow their trays. But I would just be wasting a lot of space, and I wouldn't manage all the seedlings well because they were all over the place. And again, everything was just kind of laying on the floor. I was worried about the water leaking on the ground, so it was very difficult. So one of the issues that I had last year is I had very bad germination rates with the peppers because they didn't receive enough heat, and I think I may have overwatered them. And so this time I've ordered a heat mat that I will be using for my peppers to hopefully encourage the growth of those spicy peppers because there are quite a few spicy ones. Last year my peppers were terrible. I got like 3 peppers per plant. Some of them didn't grow. The spicy peppers did not grow at all. So I have my fingers crossed for this year. And this year I'm also going to be leaving them in pots because I tend to be an overwaterer, and I know that if I leave them in a pot, they will stay dry. They will be dry. I will not be touching them. That way they're not mixed in or intertwined with the rest of the garden, and they can have their own dry climate because I know I will overwater them again this year. The last thing we're gonna start today is gonna be the peppers. Now I've got way too many hot peppers, way too many pepper varieties in general, and I've not been very successful with any of them in the past. So I'm hoping this year things will turn around for me. With all my new fancy equipment, lights, heat mats, everything, I'm determined to have spicy peppers. My fiance loves hot sauce. He likes to make hot sauce for pasta, for pizzas, and everything. The first one I really am excited about and really want to grow a bunch of are the habaneros. I love habanero peppers. They're my favorite pepper flavor. I like that kind of smoky, almost barrel-like aftertaste. They're medium hot for me, mild enough that I can eat them on a daily basis. These are the only ones I think that have the easy handling coating, just for the easiness of sowing. Because this one's my favorite, I want to be extra safe with it, and I guess we'll see what the germination rates look like, if this even makes a difference. If all of them germinate, then I guess I don't really need it. So I don't preserve peppers well yet. Like, I don't preserve chili flakes, I don't make paprika powder or anything like that just yet. Honestly, I've been buying it from the store, and it's been like I have enough from the store. Obviously, if I want to be more sustainable, I should start to learn how to preserve the seeds and, you know, make the powder and all that stuff. But for now, the main purpose of the peppers is for salsas, for sauces. For that reason, because I don't eat that many cayennes and chilies in my sauce, I'm gonna probably start 2, maybe 3. I'll start 3. Next up, we've got jalapenos. I love jalapenos. They're an easy kind of filler pepper, again, for salsas and sauces, things like that. For me, they're not very spicy. It's quite a low level, but it does give a nice little kick. So if I'm making like a sauce or a salsa for someone who doesn't like a lot of spice, but they can take a little bit, I think this is what I'm gonna use for the most part. This is the Hungarian yellow. I'm gonna experiment with this. I've never had, I don't think I've ever eaten one of these before. I might be wrong, but I feel like this is that one where if it's too early, it can still be kind of not hot, and if you wait until later on, then it becomes hot, compared to like habaneros and ghost peppers that are kind of just born hot kind of thing. I don't know if that's a fact. I could just be making that up, but anyway, we're gonna do 4 of these as well. This is a fun one. This is a wicked ghost. I could not grow a single one last year, and I'm really excited for it. It looks deadly, it looks spicy, it looks shriveled up, so this can be fun. Moving on to normal people peppers. This is gonna be the Maroni red. I'm gonna plant maybe 3 or 4 of these. This is what everything looks like now. I've got all my peppers here with a couple of rows free, and then this is just a pre-filled row with soil. There's nothing in there now. All my peppers are in there. Celeries, a bit of lettuce in the front, and then the rest of this is onions. I have a little bit of lettuce that I planted a couple days ago and some cat grass, and the rest is just my overwintered peppers that I'm trying to sustain / potentially revive. I've turned off the top lamp for now because I don't need it at the moment. But this is my final setup for the year. That's all the building and planting that I've done for the day. If you like this video and if you're curious to follow me along and see how I learned to become a gardener, feel free to follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.